2020 is truly a year to remember. I sat down last night, honestly, just reflecting on it all, and it's just as crazy as it felt when it was
Yeah.
all happening.
Yeah. Don't know that I want to remember some of it, but our Nicole DaCosta shares 6 things we'll never forget from 2020 and some hope for 2021.
It's been a once-in-a-lifetime year. Things just felt, well, off. For most of us, we've never spent so much time alone, worried so much about lost income and the health of friends and family members, or had to cancel so many plans. Suiting up with a face mask just to leave the house was also new. 2020 brought collective experiences that the whole world faced together in real time. But our personal memories are far closer than a 6-foot distance. The coronavirus pandemic changed our world. Despite its physical and economic toll, COVID-19, as we learned it's called, changed just about everything in every industry. We stocked up on food and supplies, sheltered in our homes, canceled plans, and some of us lost loved ones. To date, more than 81 million people worldwide have had it. Frontline workers witnessed firsthand the severity of this new contagious virus. It was all so new, and numbers and protocols at places we normally visit seemed to change like the wind. The virus's quick spread also brought the fastest vaccine approved in history. In March, Oregon Governor Kate Brown closed all of the state's K-12 schools for safety. Distance learning was only supposed to last a few weeks. Drive-through graduations took place, students started new school years without meeting teachers in person, and parents and caregivers had to learn how to juggle trying to earn a living and trying to remember things like algebra. Kitchen countertops became crowded, Wi-Fi connections got upgraded, and school districts had to distribute electronics or food, so some students didn't fall behind. We all made the best of a difficult situation. Nationwide unrest took place in the streets of cities across America after George Floyd's death in police custody was caught on video in Minneapolis in May. And Portland streets were filled with hundreds to thousands of people a night protesting inequality, police brutality, and racial injustice near the federal courthouse for months. Most of the protests in Portland were peaceful, but many demonstrations involved rioting, heated clashes with law enforcement, and the use of tear gas and other weapons. Buildings were boarded up as the nighttime protests also brought arson, looting, vandalism, injuries, and one person was shot and killed. By July, the federal government sent law enforcement officers to Portland to protect federal property, and Governor Kate Brown called it an abuse of power. The streets of Portland got attention for being a place to come together and have all voices heard. By early September, Oregon was in the thick of one of its most devastating wildfire seasons. Some people lost their lives and more than 1 million acres of land was burned. High winds, dry weather conditions, and more families trying to enjoy barbecues and bonfires outside after months of being cooped up didn't help. There was even arson. The fires spread quickly and evacuation maps were checked hourly as many of us had cars packed ready to leave. The air was smoky and red. Thousands of families lost homes, outdoor activities were halted for weeks, and air purifiers were sold out in stores across the state. November brought Election Day, and while the air was clear, the climate wasn't. It was a tight race for the presidency between Republican incumbent Donald Trump and former Vice President Democrat Joe Biden. It was the largest turnout of voters in the history of presidential elections in America. Voting by mail provided a safer way for many to cast their ballots, but opening all those envelopes took more time. Blue and red leads went back and forth. Eventually, Biden was declared the winner along with his running mate, U.S. Senator Kamala Harris, the first woman elected to vice president. Trump contested the results, and the American people want to know when the economy will reopen, if they can afford health care, and what's going to happen with the changing of the guard in January. 2020 was the year of changing plans. Had a wedding or Disneyland trip, tickets to the ball game, or Thursday night poker night with your neighbors planned? Sorry, it's all been canceled. Businesses, stores, and even the Postal Service had to adjust. Airports were empty. Dots 6 feet apart appeared like a never-ending game of Twister across all towns. We shopped using curbside pickup, set up home gyms in the garage, and caught up over Zoom calls just to see people's faces. We learned that toilet paper might be more valuable than gold, and while restaurants were closed, many of us tried out new recipes at home. Some of us set goals to be healthier and control what we could control. So what will you always remember from this year? For every disappointment, there were some silver linings. Many of us caught up with overdue projects, touched base with people we should have earlier, and otherwise set new goals and intentions. Let's remember our resilience, the strength of the human spirit, the things we missed, and the unexpected things we gained. For KOIN News, I'm Nicole DaCosta. Happy New Year, and go find your fun in 2021. I think we all need that.